right, we're back, and back to convincing idiots. Where most of us believe in this podcast. Most of us do. Two
out of three ain't bad.
2/3 of us believe in this. No, so we're just kind of riffing about 2020. We talked a lot about TV and some hobbies and a couple of things like that. So movies a little bit, not a lot of new movies this year. So. But just in general, so obviously, life changed quite a lot for everybody. So, going into 2021 here, guys. So, what do you think of changes in 2020? What's going to carry over into 2021 and maybe even beyond, as far as habits or how people interact, or any thoughts on that front? Go ahead.
Well, I think the one thing that we've all kind of, and I don't want to get too sappy here, but I think one thing that we've all come to realize is how important contact is. Family, friends. We said, hey, here in the podcast, that's one of the reasons we started it. To stay at least one day a week that we talk to each other and connect. And I think that we've seen, even like family, how important is, the last time you saw, your mom or dad. I think going forward, you're going to give them, you're going to tell them to love, you love them. You're going to hug them a little tighter. You're going to, I think we're all going to realize how much we need each other as human beings, and the ones that are close enough, should be closer. I'm just lying. You guys are pieces of shit. I hate you all.
I saw your mom the other day. Actually, she made me some nice ham gravy.
God damn it. I was taking a drink. Oh, fucking well done.
We were real close, and we told each other just how much we meant. Well, we didn't say it, but we showed it.
No, but you're right. Though, in all seriousness, you're right. Just you kind of you take it for granted. Just the fact of, if I want to go out and meet my friend down at the local tavern or whatever, and we show up and we just walk in, and you don't think anything of it, and you're with a bunch of people, and all that now is just, that seems so foreign, and in many respects even a little bit frightening, to go into a crowded place and sit and enjoy time with your friends. It's outdoors, and I don't know. So yeah, I agree. Once we're able to do that freely again, that's you probably will. Most people, I think, will appreciate it more. Go ahead.
How many times both of you? I know I've done it, where your buddy calls you up or texts you and says, meet me out here, and you're like, yeah, I'm like half hour into this show,
right? Yeah.
So you make up an excuse, not to go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you guys, but when I'm invited out, when this is over,
right,
I'm fucking going, because you don't know when we could all be shut inside again for whatever the next thing comes along, or and it's proven, how many people we've lost along this time period.
Yeah,
fucking life's fragile. I mean, we're not promised tomorrow. Fuck, we're not promised 5 minutes from now. So next, one thing that I know that I'm going to bring out of this is, when somebody invites me out to go meet somebody or to go hang out or go to a party, I'm going, because,
right,
what else, we don't know. Nothing's promised. So
that's my big thing. Like, I love, I go to a lot of concerts and a lot of games and stuff like that, and friends will be like, oh, we got to go to this one, we got to go to that one, and you're like, yeah, it's not that you don't want to go, but it's just
you could think of other
having kids
things.
And things. I'm like, I don't know if I should spend, and I just went to this one, and I I should probably. I'm like, dude, there's never going to be a time where my favorite sports team is in town that I'm not going. But if there's a lineup, a card that I really like with a bunch of, I'll be there. There's really no excuse to pass out pass up on those things that you really, enjoy doing. And so yeah, that's a big one for me. I miss. We were in bed the other night, and my wife had on a like a Netflix. She was just kind of on the background. She was watching this like live Ariana Grande like documentary / concert thing. I don't mind Ariana Grande. She's fine, but she's not what I typically listen to. But I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm watching her and the production value of this tour and all the fans and these people together. And I'm like, God damn, I miss going to a concert. Like, holy shit. Like, it's just like, oh, man. Like, it just, that sucks. Like, I can't wait till I can sit down and go to a hockey game again or go to a concert or, sporting event of any sort and just enjoy that again, and celebrate with people. And, there's this weird fun thing about going to a show or a live event of any sort where you have this kinship with the people around you that are complete strangers, but for that night, those people are your friends. And it's kind of cool. I really, really do miss that.
Yeah, so I tend to agree. It's like even in general, I've been sort of trying to evolve that way a little bit too, to where you get so into your own routines, you're cleaning the kitchen or something stupid, and someone says, "Hey, let's go out for a beer." You're like, "Well, I'm kind of half cleaning the kitchen." It's like, and who the hell is going to just look for more reasons to say yes than no?
Absolutely.
Right? To see your friends and family and all of that. Some of the stuff that we get roped into it could wait.
Hold on. I didn't say anything about family.
Well, yeah, friends then, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely friends.
And I agree with you too, Nick. I think when I know for a fact when I'm standing, eventually, if I'm standing at Blossom Music Center or somewhere and walking up into the venue, and I know there's going to be a moment where you'll be around all those people and the hum of the energy of people around and the music, and they're warming up and all that. I know that's going to hit me, and I guarantee I'm probably going to cry.
Probably
the fact that you're just, oh my God, just because you missed that so much. So
yeah.
And then, you know what, honestly, I was telling Allie this the other day too. I'm probably going to be in that same type of environment. I'm probably going to be more patient and tolerant of crowds, of people. Maybe they moving a little bit slower than me. Maybe they can't move a lot faster than me for whatever reason. I'm probably going to be a little bit more tolerant, and I'm probably going to respect their space a little bit more as well, versus get so hung up on trying to get where the hell I'm trying to get to, which is nowhere special that quickly. And let's take our time. Let's respect one another a little bit more. I'm hoping
unless you got
that carries, huh?
Unless you got to pee, then.
Well, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, unless I hope that lasts for a while. I mean, eventually that will erode.
Sure.
Unfortunately, where people's going to grow up and didn't go through this, and they're going to hear stories and crap like that. But hopefully that stays around for a while.
Yeah. You two just gave me a great show idea for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not, this podcast here, but like a Facebook Live, type thing. When this is all over and we're able to go, just like we did to Nick, I'm going to let one of you two choose, because we know that I'm the grumpy old man. I'm not a fan of concerts. I'm not a fan of crowds of people. But I'm going to let one of you two choose the concert. And the three of us are going.
When did we do this? You said just like I did to Nick. When did we...
Oh, the movie, the Airplane. The watch along.
Oh, it's going to be opposite.
We're going to do a watch along, but it's going to be a concert. You guys get to, one of you two, or you both decide, whatever. You guys get to choose the concert, and we can throw it up on Facebook Live and whatnot, and make it part of the show. But I like that idea. Say yes. That's the whole point. Going forward.
So you guys want to live out Yes Man with Jim Carrey, basically.
A little bit.
It's essentially what the movie is.
A little bit.
Makes excuses, not do anything. He's an introvert. And then he starts opening himself up and going,
right.
I'm just going to start saying yes to everything that comes my way. That's the rule. I have to say yes to everything. And then he finds he enjoys it, and he meets, I think, Zooey Deschanel. And, she's this crazy free spirit and introduces him to all these new things.
I already have one suggestion, and we'll see how it goes. But
okay, all right.
Next summer, they moved it from this past summer to, I think it's in June. Now, who knows if we'll be able to do it in June. Cleveland at First Energy Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Def Leppard, Poison, Motley Crue, and I think it's Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I'm saying yes.
I'll never pass up an opportunity to sing Vince Neil's songs for him. So yes.
So that's and Nick, if I remember correctly, is that where Dad named you Nick? Was after Nikki Sixx?
It was after Nikki Sixx. That's correct. I'm named after Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue.
Seems perfect.
And my son is named after Lane Staley of Alice in Chains. So we both followed the path of naming our children after our favorite heroin addicts. So it's a nice little family tradition.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so we'll, that's a good idea. So we'll think about that. But that's good. So
I'm game.
All right.
Yeah.
Right, so what else?
My first reaction when you said Def Leppard was to cringe and go, no, fuck, no. But you know what? Nope, I'm going. The three of us are going, and we're going to have a hell of a time. I'm game.
And we're wearing spandex, goddammit.
The people watching will be
I'm wearing spandex
extraordinary. It'll be extraordinary. Okay. So beyond that, so, I mean, for me personally, one thing that changed big time this year was, like many people, working from home. So this was something that my company was never. I mean, we never worked from home, and once in a while they would let you do it if you were really sick or something like that. It was just not something that you considered doing, and we have not worked 5 days in the office since back in March. And now we've been 100% working from home, and I think our business certainly has realized that, you know what, people can handle it. You know, and as long as people can handle it, and obviously you have a whole added other responsibilities. You have to have another level of discipline. It does impact the mind, and not everybody can do that because you're not interacting with people directly all day long necessarily and stuff like that. But I think a lot of companies are realizing that this can work. It's a nice perk. It's a perk for our employees. Certainly, it changes up your day to where you can get some extra rest and you don't have to drive as much. And
Brian can wear spandex all day.
I honestly, when I put I'm wearing jeans tonight, and that you can see that, but it's not even a joke. When I put on jeans versus sweatpants or whatever, it is different these days. It's like, oh my God,
I'm really dressed up.
I'm dressing
His delicate
up
leg skin doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
But our company's actually going to move from. We've had a home base in North Canton for some time, and it's too big. I mean, I think they're realizing that the space is not utilized. It's costing money to heat it and clean it. So we're going to move to another smaller office in Hudson, and I don't think that our business will ever work 5 days in the office again, unless you absolutely have to do that if you're in testing equipment and different things like that. So, and many businesses, I'm sure, are in the same boat where they're realizing that it can be done. And like I say, it's a nice perk for their employees as long as you have the discipline to do so. And people are very used to this right now. We're interacting in Zoom and Skype, and more people are getting more comfortable with that and all of that. So I think that's going to change a lot of the business industry forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Frankly. So.
Yep. Definitely. Yeah. I got to say that was I feel guilty saying things like this, but for me personally, I haven't totally hated this year. I happened to break my ankle right before COVID, like about a week and a half before everything shut down. So I had a little bit of a head start on the quarantine there. But shortly after, I was laid up and I was off work for 2 months, healing up. I had to have surgery and stuff. And then, my wife and children got called off from school and work, and we spent a good solid 2 months together at home in our element. And I couldn't help but feel like I felt like I was getting away with something. Like it didn't feel. I don't know. I just couldn't help but feel so lucky because so many people, are out of work or, maybe don't go home to a good environment. Maybe they're not either happy or people don't treat them well, or even children that don't live in the safest environment, things like that. But for us, I even told Robin, I said, I don't know when we'll ever have. I mean, we take family vacations together and stuff like that, for a week at a time. But we're running around, we're going here, we're going there, and we're visiting other people. I just couldn't help but feel so lucky to have that time to spend all four of us as a family together in our element, just good quality time for that long. I mean, before we know it, our kids are going to be getting older. They're not going to want to hang out with us, and then after that, they're going to move out and they're going to start their own lives. And so, for that, and in that way, I mean, I've got family. My grandparents I'm very close to. I haven't been able to visit this year. That sucks. But for that part of it, for being with my family, and I mean, I have the honor of privilege of living with my three very best friends, and that's no disrespect to you guys, but it was super cool to spend that time all together, and I felt very lucky for that. And it wouldn't have happened in any other scenario.
We could beat them up. You know that, right?
Not Oliver.
Yeah, that's good.
Not Oliver.
That's a valid point.
But no, it's been a crappy year, and I mean, obviously, I wish the pandemic wasn't happening. People have really suffered and struggled through this, and like you said, people have been lost, and it's terrible. So I do feel a little bit of guilt saying that, but it was just my personal experience. I was very fortunate, and I was very fortunate to not lose work, and my family's been relatively healthy. No one's gotten sick. We haven't lost anybody to it or anything like that. So for that reason, it was kind of okay. But on my end, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think, like you said, we're all going to value things a little more. I can't wait to hug my grandparents again and see them. That'll be really cool. I know we all miss them like crazy. So stuff like that, just closeness, large gatherings, human contact, even with strangers, is going to be really cool.
Well, it's kind of weird to bring this up now. I did hug your grandma the other day. She's fine. So she's fine.
God damn, yeah. Ryan. You everywhere.
No, but what you said actually was very, very beautiful. I mean, I agree with you. I think a lot of people are maybe at the beginning of all this might have thought, oh my gosh, I gotta be cooped up with my family. I think a lot of people, I agree with you, probably did realize the value of quality time and not just feeling like we're on the go or right. Everybody is separated. We're in the same house, but we're too segmented in somebody's playing a game, somebody else is watching this and doing that. So my daughter's growing up. I mean, as you know, she's 20 now. She's getting more of her own life and everything like that. So I didn't. I still manage to spend time with her, but the fact that you're recognizing and realizing that with young children at home and your wife, that's a beautiful thing. I think a lot of people are probably feeling the same way. So yeah, I think a lot of people is going to learn more of the balance in quality time at home versus just time at home. And that's something that I know I grew up with was quality time and spending time as a family. With dinners or TV shows and different things like that, and it is something that that carries on with you as you grow up and stuff. So that's good stuff there. So
yeah.
Well, that's the same like Nick was saying is he spent a lot of quality time with the kids. That beyond this you normally would have, but maybe not the way that he got to. With what he was doing. So maybe that's something we all take out of it too is, even the people that we, quote unquote, had to see on a regular basis that we're quarantined with, right. Appreciate them as well, in the to where maybe you realize, what you have with them because you got to spend so much time with them,
Right.
Yeah. Because you didn't get to see, because you guys were off in different places normally. Now you realize who you actually are living with, who your family, who your kids are finally, who your mom and dad is. So maybe hopefully that's something else that you take away. Like
no, that's Go ahead.
Like like you guys say, like for my work, my two jobs that I have, I didn't break my ankle, and get out of work for a long time, or I have a job where I could sleep in my pajamas while doing my job, like some other people.
I think you could at both of them at certain times, probably.
That's a valid point. No, my job, I've been at both of them, continuously. And like Dick said, I feel bad kind of almost because I had the COVID, but it wasn't near, out of very mild symptoms.
Did you did you have it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Well, he tested negative, but she was positive. So really, it seems very unlikely that he
would
have
not
it too.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because we not only slept in the same bed together the night before she got the results. I mean, we were sleeping way before that, and then after she got results, we're like, well, we've been sleeping in the same bed together. No sense in
Yeah.
So
that's why we separated to begin with, because shortly after our first episode, she got sick, and we decided, whoa, we got to quarantine, and we've been doing it this way ever since. So go ahead, Dean. Sorry.
So what I'm saying is I feel bad also because my year, me and my girlfriend were able to get together at the beginning of the year, like early beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been great. We've had a great time, great relationship, and everything's kind of been working out pretty well. I didn't lose my job. I didn't have to work at home. I didn't fake an injury. I've been good about, I've had a lot of, so I feel bad about how personally this year's kind of, especially compared to the year before. For me, the year before, I'm not going to get into it, but 2019 personally
was a little rougher. Yeah,
was a little rougher.
Mm-hmm.
So I do feel bad about how good personally 20 was for me, and I do feel bad for the rest of the world and what everybody's going through. But you do look and you do still take a lot of things in and appreciate what's around you. Like hugging Nick's grandma, which you get to do.
Yeah. It's a very, very lovely experience.
Right.
She's a great hugger.
She smells like lilacs, Dean. Yeah, that's very good.
Hold on, I'm imagining right now. I'm going to close my eyes.
Similar to your mom.
Well, his mom's more of the ham gravy smell.
It's weird that when you said that, you went to the boob grab hand.
Oh, that's good. Anyway. No, that's a good note to sort of start to wrap this up here.
Yeah,
ham gravy. Yeah,
ham
that's
gravy.
Right.
Ham gravy.
Ham gravy.
Grabbing my mom's boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but just I mean, the hope is that everybody takes pause for a second and recognizes how lucky that we are with what we do have. Certainly some people did lose their jobs, but they may have retained good health. Most of us these days, we know somebody probably directly who was sick. I mean, I've had two of my closest friends and you and others who did contract the virus and were sick, and I was around and I never managed to, so it's, and I don't know. And hopefully that we appreciate again, being able to be together and the balance of quality time with friends and family and all that going forward. So
but if you lost somebody or you got really sick or you lost somebody or you lost your job and like you didn't have that counterbalance of, maybe you lived alone and like just your world's gone to shit.
Yeah.
Let's just blame it on Nick. It's Nick's fault.
It is.
Yeah. And somehow with the millennials. It all ties back to the
somewhere they were in China. They fucked a monkey or something. I don't know how it started.
Yeah, I don't think you do. No, I'm
thinking of the movie Outbreak.
Yeah.
I'm entitled to get the COVID if I want it. I'm entitled not to get the COVID if I don't want it. You know, it's
That's not a thing. What you're describing is not a lot of millennials per se saying shit like that. Millennials are doing a pretty good job of following social guidelines. But no, I will say, in all seriousness though, this, we've talked about some of the heavier stuff, some of the lighter stuff, and we've alluded to it before, but it's been a lot of fun doing this with you guys. I'm glad, honestly, I know Brian and Dean have talked about doing something like this. I know Dean and I have talked about doing something like this for probably the better part of the last decade. And Brian finally, took the bull by the horns and was like, if you guys are serious about doing this, let's do it. And he really got the ball rolling, got us off the ground.
And the fun thing was real quick, to let everybody know, this literally was started in a bar. Brian and I, because Nick and I had talked for so long about it, Brian and I were kind of brushing over it, and we drunkenly thought of the name. I text Nick the name. I said, "You're in. Convincing Idiots. We're going to do a podcast." And his response was, "Hell yeah, let's go."
Yep. Yeah, but it's been a lot of fun doing this with you guys. And like I said, the majority of it hasn't been how we ever planned it to be, but I think we're rolling with the punches pretty well and like evolving pretty well together with this. And obviously these fancy headphones and microphones help. But no, it's been a lot of fun, even just to hang out with you guys in this way and do this with you has been super easy. I can't imagine doing it with anybody else, or it, being this kind of effortless. I mean, this just kind of us hanging out like we always would. And also for anybody that's ever, that's been giving us support or liking us or anything like that, like it means a lot. It's really cool. And hopefully, if you are having a hard time or if you're not, either way, if you can listen to us talk about some things that maybe you like too, it's pretty cool. You know what I mean? If you enjoy that, and there's a million different things people could be listening to. So if they choose to spend any time listening to us, that's pretty damn cool. So I think we all appreciate that.
Absolutely. That's a nice sentiment for somebody who's the last fucking podcast.
Anyway, it's been real. Dipping out. See you guys. Next year? No, never. Done.
Yeah, if there's any way in hell anyone is still listening right now, because we're probably about an hour and a half into this episode, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We like you said, Nick, we do appreciate it, and we
hold on real quick. Out of curiosity,
2 hours going on 2 hours now.
Curiosity, I will stop interrupting. But if you are listening still, you're only going to understand what this means. But I just want you to text or type in whatever comment, YouTube. If you've seen us on through Twitter or Facebook, in any comment section, just type the word boobs. That way we'll know that you're here for the hour and a half. Other people, they probably maybe half hour in, 45 minutes. But if you stuck around this long, do us a favor. Just type the word boobs.
What about the random boob enthusiast that just likes to comment boobs on things? How do you know that's not one of them?
How about this?
Think of that.
How about ham gravy?
Oh,
there you go. Winner, ham gravy.
That's right. That's right. We know you. Yeah.
I mean, ham gravy's good, but also let's figure out that and understand that the prude over here just doesn't want boobs in the comment section.
All right,
so ham gravy.
Go ahead.
Type in ham gravy.
Yeah, ham
gravy. That's our secret convincing idiots.
Hell, if you listen this long and type ham gravy, you might get some limited edition convincing idiots merch.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
If
probably
later
not, but maybe
later if there isn't a shirt that says fucking ham gravy.
Oh,
I'm gonna be upset.
Yes. Hashtag ham gravy.
Hashtag ham gravy.
That's a shirt. I'm gonna get that shirt. Get that shirt. All right, so good conversation here, guys.
Yeah.
From content to life in general to our own, values and appreciation of, just
ham gravy.
Ham gravy. That's right, and human contact and so forth. So that's great. So we, love you guys. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it too. So Nick, why don't you remind our listeners.
Yes.
Oh, me too. I have
listening.
no fucking clue how to get a hold of us.
Dean and Brian, if you need to
Remind
get
Dean
to
where
our
he can
pages,
listen to one of our actual recorded episodes.
You can listen to us on pretty much
This goes
anywhere
on the
you
air?
find podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
You can listen to us anywhere you find podcasts, including all your favorites like Spotify and Google and Apple. We're on all those. Podcatcher, Podstitcher, all those. I don't know if those are things, but I don't know if we're on them.
And
we're on most Anchor. We're on a lot of things.
Anchor,
Nick,
Overcast, and the other ones you mentioned. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
And especially for Apple Podcasts, I do know the Apple Podcast is really important for the likes and comments of getting us up in the thing for people when they're searching our topics and subjects. The likes
For drunk
and
guys talking about things and interrupting each other.
Right. But I'm saying, but Apple Podcast is important to give the likes and comments.
Yes, right. That is correct. That is correct. So please rate and review our podcast on any of those platforms if you feel like you can. We're also on Facebook and YouTube. Just search Convincing Idiots. We also have an Instagram, and on there we are at convincing_idiots. And on Twitter we are at Convincing Idiot, no S, singular. So you can find us on any one of those platforms. And again, we love, a follow and all that stuff is great, but feel free to interact with us. Leave us comments. Tell us things that you like about the show, things you don't like about the show, things you'd like us to cover, things you'd like to hear less about. If you don't like Star Wars, I don't know. We're probably not going to stop talking about Star Wars, but
who your favorite idiot is.
Either way, who your favorite idiot is. All those things. Ham gravy, whatever you want to talk about, we're here for you. So there you go. So, well, gentlemen, it's been fun, and that's where you can find us. So until next time, I'm Nick.
I'm Dean.
I am Brian.
Have you been convinced?